Hey guys, today's video is going to be an install of my 4 bundles and 18-inch closures, some hair that I got from Amazon. So if you like this look, keep watching. Okay, hey y'all, I would like to start this video off by saying, hey, my name is Charmyaaaa and welcome to my channel. If you are a returning subscriber, welcome back. And if you are new, what's good? Welcome to my channel. And on this channel, I will be doing things like you see in this video, some DIY hairstyles, beauty, lifestyle, and everything you can think of that are all things girls. So now let's get into this video. This video is going to be a 4 bundle and closure install quick weave. I have already started the video, so I'm just going to jump right into it. All right, as you can see, I started with my hair braided. I taught myself how to braid during the pandemic. I am not a braider, but it worked out in the long run, just trying to teach myself. So I started out with the braids and I put a little coconut oil in between the two braids. I jumped right in with my skin toned wig cap. That wig cap did come with this hair, but I also purchased the transparent HD lace wig caps, like a package of like 15, and I put them in my I got them from Amazon. So I use those same wig caps when I install. I am going in, cutting the tab behind the ear. I had to kind of learn what that meant. Everybody said it, but I literally had to like visually understand what they were trying to say to not get the cap to roll up. This is the 18-inch free part closure. I do wash and air dry all any type of extension before I put it in my hair. So that's why the hair usually isn't the original curl pattern that it comes. So I did have to go in and, of course, pluck it a little bit in the front to customize it. I'm now taking a lip liner, just anything that's a little bit darker that's going to show up on the wig cap, but not like not be cut off. Like just draw it to where you can see, use it as guidelines. I kind of just briefly measured where the closure is going to go. Next up, we're going in with the Got to Be Glue long lasting spray. And I'm only spraying like where the lace is going to lay. We don't want to spray all the way around because, like I said, this is going to be a quick weave and we don't want the entire cap glued all the way to the edges. So now I am going in. That is a like a perm brush, and this is the protective shield that I also got from Amazon, but they should have that in the local beauty supply store. And then I go in with some pump it up spritz. I am starting literally just taking my time, going small piece. I'm not overloading my little paintbrush, and I am going to go around where the closure is going to lay, but make sure that I get my entire wig cap where the extensions are going to be. I am just, like I said, taking my time, slowly pouring. I'm not over pouring. I don't pour it on my cap and then brush it. I just like to pour it on the brush and guide it. If I'm pouring it on the cap, it's because I can't see and it's probably in the back and I'm just trying to feel. So this step, like I said, you're going to do this around your entire head. And then once I'm done, I'm going to take that spritz that I showed you and I'm going to spray my entire head so that that mold is nice and hard. Let's jump back into the hair for a second. The hair was $145.73 for the 4 bundles and the closure. Originally, the hair had a little over 4 stars. It has since dropped down to 3.9 stars. That does not mean that 3.9 stars is not good. Maybe somebody wanted to wear this hair for 3 months and they couldn't. But I'm just speaking from my week experience, and I'm also showing you guys how to do a closure quick weave, all in the mix of reviewing this hair. Briefly, let's talk about the quality before we get to the next step. I do know that that hair was soft and it had no tangling. It had a nice texture when it came out of the box, which I loved. And I love that when I washed it and let it air dry, it was still super soft and was not tangling. So I really appreciate that. You know, people really try to knock Amazon bundles sometimes, but no. Okay, so now we are going to, if you know how to put on a wig, this is kind of the similar steps to installing a wig. But if you don't, I applied 3 layers of lace glue. I don't think I showed the lace glue, but they have so much of that in the hair store. You can get any kind. I just put 3 layers. I made sure that it dried clear in between every layer. And then I took that closure and I laid it right on top of that glue. You see how it's pressing in. The glue should be tacky, so it should be holding it. I'm going to take my wig cap and apply it around the lace. So it's just kind of pressing it down into that glue. So the lace is going into that glue adhesive. so that it is going to be melted into the skin and giving a natural finish. As you can see that I made my own lace tint with foundation and alcohol, and I sprayed that on the closure itself and also on that section of my hair. I'm now taking hair glue. You can sew this down. The first time I did do a quick weave, I sewed down my closure because I wore it for 3 weeks. That video is also posted. You should go check that out. But I glued this one down because I knew that I was not going to be wearing this one very long. If you measured it properly, the glue should not be on your hair. The glue should be on the protective shield. But I was a little all over the place. I think maybe a little glue got on my hair, but honestly, it doesn't matter because I still use spritz, and all in all, it was fine. So just make sure that you take your time with your measurements and try to be as accurate as you can so that it doesn't, you don't want to get any unnecessary glue on your hair if you can help it. I'm also going in with a little spritz, for an extra hold on that glue. And now I'm just going to take it and pull it back and try to keep it as tight as possible because you want that closure to lay flat. So just like take your time, stretch it out. Don't get overwhelmed. I was kind of getting overwhelmed with that hair falling in my face. And I was like, oh my gosh, I hope it's not getting in the glue. So just make sure that you take your time. I would even say braid the closure or put the closure in a clip or whatever. That is me like pressing the glue in. I can feel the glue like seeping into the cap. All right, so now let's go in with bundle number one. This is the 26-inch bundle, the longest. Make sure you are taking your time and measuring this from side to side. I started right at the back of my neck, going from left to right. And make sure you measure it first. Then you're going to go in, take your scissors, cut it where you measured it with your finger. Like I said, take your time. I know it's called a quick weave, but it's no need to rush if this is your first time and you want nice and neat, very similar to hairstylist results. Just take your time. I wanted to show y'all this because it was given a little thin. It was given a little boneless, but I do know the longer the lengths get, it does get thin. So that 26-inch bundle did appear to be a little thin. So I put glue on the track. I just like put the glue across the track and then I sprayed that same track with spritz and then I placed it on my hair. You can see I'm pressing it in, literally pressing the glue into the cap. I hit it again with some spritz across that track. Not a lot of spritz, enough to make it slide, but just enough to make it a little tacky. And then I go in and I alternate my blow dryer between hot and cool because hot kind of loosens up that glue, but then that cool really locks it in. After we get that first bundle in, we're going straight in with our 24-inch bundles. That one's looking a little thicker, which is good. We're going to repeat the same process. We are laying those tracks until the wig cap is completely covered and you don't see any more brown. Same process, measure, cut, place the glue along the track, lay the track down, spray some spritz, and then hit it with the blow dryer. You can see that I'm doing the step that I told you about where I put the glue on and then spray it, lay the track down, and then hit it with some spritz again. This is wash, rinse, repeat. You're doing the same thing just to make sure that those tracks are laying nice and flat and that they are nice and secure because nobody wants their quick weave track slipping out. So while I am showing you guys that process, let's jump back to the hair. I did want to talk about it being true to length. I do feel like those 26, 24, 22-inch bundles, I feel like those were true to length. I am 4 feet tall and those bundles were at my butt, which is what I love. I like it. If I think it's too long, I'm going to cut it, which I usually don't. And so glad. So I would absolutely say that it is true to length. Fullness, yes. The only concern was that 26-inch bundle, but once you put the full bundle in, it did what it needed to do to give you that extra length. If there are some spots where you mismeasure or maybe a side doesn't want to lay down, it is okay to put a little bit of glue on that track, press it down, hit it with some spritz one more time, hit it with the blow dryer, and lock those pieces in. You want those bundles nice and flat. That is what we are giving. That should be 2 bundles right now. And would I say that this is beginner friendly? I absolutely would, simply because I am a beginner. I am no hairstylist. I have been doing my own hair for a couple years, at least since the pandemic. I've learned how to do my own hair. I've definitely mastered the quick weaves, so I'm love a quick weave. It's so funny because this video was actually recorded a year ago from when I'm doing this voiceover because I am now in love with tape-in extensions, which, like I said, if you're on this channel, you will find these videos because I do have a tape-in video up as well. So I love doing my hair, but I will say it is beginner friendly as long as you take your time and you can watch this video and pause this video. I think this is a great visual of a quick weave installation. You are seeing everything you need to see, and if not, you can feel free to comment down below and I will answer, or you can even DM me and I will help you out because, like I said, the hair was $145. The install was also probably going to be like $180. So I'm definitely saving myself some money. Do I feel like it was worth the cost? I do. Although I only wore the hair for 10 days, I do feel like I could have worn it longer, especially with taking care of it and maintenance. So I will say this definitely was worth the cost for a quick weave or a sew in. I don't know if people still do like laying the tracks mixed in with their hair, but I still think it would have been some good hair. Like, I don't think it was bad hair. I just didn't wear it for a long time, simply because I was getting some braids within like a month. So I just needed my hair done for this to go to the masters that I worked in Augusta. So I needed my hair done. So you can see we are getting to the top. I do curve my tracks. Um, Not that I know exactly what that means. A lot of people say that in their videos that they're curving it so that the hair falls into your face. So I do think if you're doing like layers and bombshell curls, you should definitely curve your tracks more in your face and just make sure that they are lined up to match that closure so that everything falls into place. I'm now on bundle number 4. Look how full that is. That is 3 bundles. It looks good. Those 3, now when I put all 4 bundles in, that's giving 2016, but I do wish that it was giving 2016 bundles, but y'all of course know that's not happening. So, it is definitely nice and full though. The hair was super soft. I did not have a lot of shedding during this process, even with cutting the weft. So we love to hear that. I'm, like I said, doing the same wash and rinse all the way up until I close that gap and you no longer see any brown wig cap. I did mess up a little bit. I feel like I didn't bring the tracks up far enough. So that kind of affected the way that it fell. But like I said, it was only in for 2 days for me. So just make sure that you are paying attention to that when you are doing your install. And I am literally just lining those tracks up with that closure. One thing that I didn't do that I would suggest to people is, if you can and you already have the hot comb on, kind of hot comb as you lay the tracks just to get them super flat. Yes, you can do this after you've installed your hair and you go into the styling portion, but it does make it easier if you do this part before. So now all of the hair is in. I am using the hot comb to part that closure section by section and just laying it down, going in with the wax stick, laying it down. I don't even think I had a wax stick, so if you have a wax stick, use it. I You can even see a little crinkle where I didn't fully flatten that closure, and that's okay because it's on the outside. But just a note for you guys, make sure you get that closure flat so there are no wrinkles or lumps or anything. And the step that I'm doing right now, I definitely would recommend doing as you are doing your install. If you want it like flat, if you wanted volumes, curls, then you know you can wait till the end. But I do think it helps lay that hair super flat. This part, of course, it it's I had to use got to be because, like I said, I didn't have a wax stick, and that's okay. You have to improvise and do what you want to do. I was literally on the road. I wasn't anywhere near home, so I was just working with what I got. And last, I'm just gonna part out where my part is and still just continue to hit it with the wax stick. Just hit it with the hot comb. I don't have a wax stick. And look at that closure. Nice brown color from my foundation and alcohol mix that I sprayed on in the beginning. I didn't put any like concealer or anything. I don't really do that. When I do my installs and stuff. I just haven't had the need to, or maybe I do it if it's like a lace wig. Now I'm going in with heat protectant. Always use heat protectant. Protect your hair, protect your weave, protect your extensions. Like, go in with that heat protectant before you do anything. Look at the lace. Nicely melted. I don't know how I wore that band the whole time, but I usually don't wear the band the whole time. Like, it gets hairful. Be careful right here. Take your time and cut along where the glue has dried. And if you want to keep, like, if you want to keep some of the lace, or, just take your time. It's no reason to just go in and chomp, chomp, chomp. Like, cut slowly, cut along the hairline, just in case you have to reglue, or maybe you want to lift it up and just cut it. But take your time with this part. You're also going to go in with some spritz, and lay that lace down. You can even go in with some foundation and put it over the lace just to help with that seamless blend, seamless melt. I was just trying to get my hair installed at the time. I wasn't really focused on styling and all that. So this is me going in with my spritz to melt down that closure. Hang on one second. That was my best friend Brittany. Apparently she had something to say. So she was in there working while I was trying to get my parting, and she was in there working the whole time I was doing my install. So long story short, this is the finished product of the result. I will have a styling video up in my YouTube short, so make sure you guys check it out how I styled it after this. But overall, this was a super easy install. I hope the video was super easy to follow along. Like I said, if y'all have any questions, please leave them in the comments, or feel free to DM me on any platform. I'm here to help. We are the girls, and we're doing this thing together. So I just want to end this video by saying, make sure if you like this video, please leave a like, leave a pink heart if you've made it this far. Please make sure you subscribe to my channel, and also follow me on all my other social medias. And that is the final result. I threw some curls in there, and then I did a nice little pin up hairstyle. Thank y'all so much for watching. I appreciate all of you guys for being here, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.